later, Chad.
See ya.
Chad,
Bye.
Bye.
So, Mrs. Woods,
Yes.
we were saying that liquids do not hold their shape. They
No.
take the shape of the container that they are in.
Yes.
But solids do hold their shape.
You know what, let's see if they actually do hold their shape. So I wonder what would happen if we took one of the solids out of the container
Ooh, okay.
and see if it would hold its shape. What do you think?
Okay.
You want to try the lima bean?
Sure, let's try the lima beans.
Okay, so if I take some of the lima beans and I just kind of dump them out, look, they have their own shapes.
Oh yeah, the lima bean still looks
Right.
like a lima
I
bean.
can pick it up, it has its own shape.
Huh,
But
hmm.
if I would do that with a liquid, let's see what would happen.
Oh, I do have a container of water here.
Yes.
Go ahead and dump that, Mrs. Lutz.
All right, and can you see, boys and girls, if I dump a little bit out of this out, it does not have its own shape. It flowed everywhere.
Yeah,
It
look, it's
doesn't
all
have
the
its
way
own
in the
shape.
It's all the way in the corners of the tray.
All right, so that's one way I can know. But
Okay.
you know what, I wonder what else it can do. I wonder if we dump some of these out, if we could actually form things with them.
Oh, like
If
make
we
a
put them in a
shape.
pile.
Make a pile. Okay, I'm gonna take the mung beans right here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna dump them carefully. And I'm gonna see if I can make a pile. Ooh.
Oh, look at that. You can make a pile. Let's try this. Let me see if I could do that with some of the cornmeal. So if I dump the cornmeal and I go like this, boys and girls, look.
Ooh, it's a.
I made like a line. Try another one.
Ooh, that is a line. Okay, let me try to make a pile with the pinto beans.
Let's do pinto. Maybe make a different shape with it.
Okay, let me try to see if I can make like a circle shape.
Okay. Mrs. Allshouse, were you able to do that?
I was. It's more of an oval. It's not a
I think
perfect
it looks
circle,
great.
but I have a pile, and each, like I could even reach onto the top of that pile and pull out an individual pinto
Okay.
bean because they're holding their shape.
So a lot of these solids are made up of little pieces.
Or we say they're definitely solids, right?
Yes,
Because they're
yes.
holding their shape, and they're made.
Yes,
Yes, they're
It
made
looks-
of little individual pieces.
they are. I noticed that. Like she was holding it up, it's like it's made up of its own piece. Let me see if I can actually make a square out of the rice. So if I go like this, boys and girls, I have a square. So I can form, again, different shapes and different things with these solids.
And you know, I'm thinking about a science term that
Yes.
I learned, a science vocabulary word.
What is it?
I think that these individual pieces of the solid material are actually called particles.
Oh, so what's a particle?
So a particle is the small piece of the solid material.
Okay.
And so each of these solid materials are made up of particles.
Oh, so if I hold one of these up, boys and girls, I'm holding one of these mung beans up, and so I have a particle in my hand because it's a small piece.
It's a small piece of the
Okay.
solid, and that particle looks very different than a lima bean
Oh.
or a grain of rice is a particle.
And didn't we say that? Didn't we say that when we were doing solids, that a lot of solids have different properties?
Right.
So not all solids are the same. They look different and they feel different.
Hmm.
All right, what would happen, I wonder, if I try to make a line, a circle, or a square with water?
Do you think you could do it?
I don't know.
I don't know. We
let's
might need a little more. Let's pour.
try. Okay.
Let me pour a little bit on there, Mrs. Lutz. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna try.
All right. Go ahead. Make us stir.
You know what, I can't do it.
Oh,
Boys and
come
girls,
on.
I
Use
I'm
a little more
trying.
water, Mrs.
I'm
Lutz.
getting really wet, Mrs. Allshouse. I can't. I'm trying.
All right. Let me try.
Really
Let me
hard.
try. A line.
A line. Oh, it's just kind of going everywhere.
No, oh. Now my hands are
No,
soaked.
It just like go like this.
it doesn't
Boys and girls,
work.
It's not working. It's just a blob of water. Because, boys and girls, liquids don't have a shape. They're not made up of
They're not
particles
made
or
of
little
particles.
pieces.
So I think there might be one other test that we could do,
Just
just
to
to be sure,
That these are solids.
and that they're made of particles.
Yes.
So there's a couple of solid objects that we used a couple weeks ago,
Oh, I
like
love this, the screw.
the screw. And I'm thinking that if this is a solid material made up of individual particles,
Yes.
it could hold up the screw if I put the screw
Yes.
in the container.
Let's try.
Do you think? Okay. I'll put it in. Oh, let's look at that.
Look at that. And boys and girls, notice this. The screw is right on top. It's laying right on top of the mung beans. It didn't sink to the bottom. It's laying right on top. Because those mung beans are made up of particles or little pieces, and the little pieces are holding up that screw. Mrs. Allshouse, see what happens if you put that cylinder in.
Okay, the wooden cylinder. Let's put the wooden cylinder in the cornmeal.
And that's heavier. Did it sink to the bottom,
Ooh.
Mrs. Allshouse?
No, and that's that feels pretty heavy, and look,
It's just right
it's
there.
sitting right there on top, the particles are holding it up.
Hey, you know what? Let me try one more thing. What if I would take this screw, and we made all these different shapes right here. What if I try to hide maybe the screw inside something? Wonder if I can pile some solids on top of it to hide it.
How about this? I'll close my eyes,
Oh,
you see if you can hide it.
I'm not telling you where I hide it.
Okay, I'll see if I can
Turn on.
find it. Tell me when you're ready.
I just need a little bit more. Okay, I'm ready to look. Where is the screw?
Okay, Mrs. Lips, you did a really good job.
Did
That
I
is
do
really
well?
hidden. I don't
I
don't
hid the
see the
screw in
screw
one of those
anywhere.
piles.
Can I use my fingers to try to
Now
feel
you
for
can,
it?
yes, but you couldn't see it, right?
It's completely hidden. I cannot see the screw at all, but I think I have an idea. Did you hide it in this nice line?
Oh, I got Mrs. All's house there. She thought it was in the cornmeal. Oh, what do you think,
Can I
Mrs.
just-
Roots?
You got her. for
Can I have a
sure.
second chance?
Yes.
Okay, one more chance. Let me see. Oh, I'll go with the mung beans.
Okay. Oh, there it is.
Oh,
You got it. So, what again? Were you able to see it with your eyes?
No, completely covered. You were able to hide this in all of those individual particles that make up the solid that was the mung beans.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, Mrs. Lutz, that was pretty cool.
But you know what? Lay it here. I wonder if we can pour water on top of it, or if the water.
If we could like hide it in the water.
Or you know what? Let's do here. How about this? Does this stay on, when you put the screw in? Does it stay on top of the water? No.
Oh.
Why did it go to the bottom? Boys and girls, it's all the way at the bottom. It's not on top like it was with the cornmeal.
That must be because the liquid is not made up of particles.
Right. Right. So what did we find out today, Mrs. Alshouse?
Well, I think we found out that all of these materials that I brought from home are
Yes.
solid materials.
Yes.
And that they're made up of particles.
Yes. And particles, remember, are just little pieces of something.
All right, Mrs.
All
Lutz,
right,
thank you
got
so
it.
much for helping me solve the big mystery
Not
today.
liquids, but solids. All right, bye.